Looking for an itinerary for your upcoming trip to Türkiye? Here I share with you an 8-day itinerary that covers the highlights of the country, entrance fees to attractions, how to move around, and even places to stay. So if you're ready, let's get started. Istanbul has a wide transportation system, but in this video I'm going to explain only the ones that connect two of the main touristy areas. That means the Old Peninsula and Taksim or Istiklal area. This is the M2 metro line that runs from Yenikapı in the Old Peninsula to Hacı Osman in Sarıyer district. If you're staying around Taksim, Istiklal Street, or somewhere around Galata Tower, then Taksim and Şişhane metro stations will get you to the area near Grand Bazaar and Süleymaniye Mosque, which is Bezneciler metro station. This line is very convenient, plus its station Haliç offers some of the most stunning views of the city. For tourists staying around the Old Peninsula, then the T1 line is the one you'll mostly use. It runs from Kabataş to Bağcılar Station and passes through Sultanahmet Square, Grand Bazaar, Eminönü Port, and Karaköy. This last one is the closest area to Galata Tower. This is a very convenient funicular that connects Karaköy and Galata. If you want to avoid going up the hill to Galata from Karaköy, then we recommend you taking it. The entrance is found across the T1 tram line at Karaköy station. This is my favorite way of traveling from continent to continent because the views are amazing, especially during the sunset. Some of the main ports close to the touristy areas are Eminönü, Karaköy, Kabataş, all of these in the European side, and Üsküdar and Kadıköy, both on the Asian side. Navigation apps like Google Maps are very accurate to navigate in the city. To be honest, this is the only one I have been using for almost a decade living here, and it has never failed me. To have access to all sort of transportation, you must purchase a card called Istanbulkart, and they can easily be found from any yellow machine at any tram, metro stations, or ferry ports. There are two types of cards tourists can access to, but to fully see the cons and pros of each one of these and choose the most suitable for you, we recommend you to watch this other video on our channel. If it's your very first time in the city, we always recommend to be as close as possible to the main attractions. This way, you'll save plenty of time, plus these areas have easy access to the lines we mentioned in this video. Plus, if you like to walk, you can also access mostly everything by foot. Another great option is also staying in the neighborhood of Beyoğlu, especially around Galata Tower and Karaköy, because these two areas are very well connected by metro, tram, funicular, and even a ferry port. And also reaching Sultanahmet from this area is very easy and you can reach it in a very short time. On the other hand, if you would like to experience a more authentic and also much more affordable side of the city, you can also choose to stay in Kadıköy. This neighborhood is on the Asian side of the city, is very budget friendly, it's a very local area and very lively, especially at night. And it's also very well connected to the Old Peninsula where Sultanahmet is, and even Galata area, with just one ferry from Kadıköy to either Eminönü or from Kadıköy to Karaköy. When traveling within the country, a good internet connection is essential, as smaller cities often lack public Wi-Fi. eSIMs are a reliable solution that save time and money. I recommend Nomad, which I have used for a while when traveling abroad. It's very affordable, covers over 170 countries, including Türkiye of course, and offers regional plans. Simply download their app, browse plans, select one, purchase it, click to install, and activate the plan. The process takes less than 5 minutes and can be done before your trip. This way you'll have internet as soon as you land in Türkiye. Installation and activation instructions are emailed after purchase. Just make sure that your mobile device is unlocked and supports eSIMs. Use my promo code for 25% off your first purchase. Thank you, Nomad, for supporting our channel. Topkapi, which was the center of the Ottoman Empire and residence of the Sultan and his family from 1478 to 1856. Here, you can enjoy its architecture and mosaics, and also see exhibits of the empire's treasures, armor, and weapons, the palace kitchens, among many other interesting sections. This is one of the main monuments of Istanbul and was built between 532 and 537 during the Byzantine Empire. As of January 15 of 2024, new rules and an entrance fee were implemented for every visitor. You can watch this other video where I share all the information in detail. Sultan Ahmed Mosque, built between 1609 and 1660, during the Sultanate of Sultan Ahmed I. It is also located in Sultan Ahmed Square and faces Hagia Sophia. It's known as the Blue Mosque for its thousands of tiles in different shades of blue that adorn its wonderful interior. It's located next to Hagia Sophia on the other side of the tram line. It's another of the sites that should be visited in the city. Built during the Byzantine Empire between 527 and 565 for a water reservoir, and it is famous for its impressive marble columns and the heads of Medusa. Next to the Blue Mosque, we can admire the area where the famous Hippodrome of Constantinople was once located, which was a center of fun and entertainment in the ancient capital city of the Byzantine Empire. Today, we can still see some of the monuments that were part of this structure, such as the Obelisk of Theodosius, the walled obelisk, and the serpent column. Start in one of the largest and oldest covered bazaars in the world. This bazaar has almost 4,000 stores along 61 streets. It opened to the public in 1456. This place is quite colorful and very frequented, especially among tourists. Whether you want to buy or just walk through its streets, it is a place that you must visit. This is one of the most beautiful and impressive mosques in the city, built between 1550 and 1557 by the imperial architect Sinan, under the orders of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. This mosque is truly a gem inside and out. One of the most impressive views of the city are from the mosque's gardens. Now it's time to explore another of the most traditional and ancient bazaars in the city, the Spice Bazaar, built in 1660. Here we can find all kinds of spices, Turkish delights, among many other products. To end the day, nothing better than a beautiful tour of the Bosphorus. We recommend doing it in the afternoon before sunset, as Istanbul offers an unforgettable show with its sunsets from the Bosphorus. You can rent either a private tour of the Bosphorus or take the collective ferry tours for maximum $10 per person. For the collective tours, they can be taken from almost any port in the city, including Eminönü, Kabataş, Kadıköy, or Üsküdar. The companies that offer the tours are Turiyol, Şehir Hatları, or Dentur Avrasya. In this colorful and photogenic neighborhood, we can find churches, synagogues, and mosques in one same place. It was one of the areas where communities of Jews, Armenians, Greeks, and Muslims lived together. That is why we will find the traces that each of these communities left. This area is one of the most active in the city, where you can find hundreds of shops, cafes, and restaurants to enjoy the day. Start from Taksim Square and continue to Istiklal Street. Visit the largest and most important Catholic church in Istanbul, Saint Anthony of Padua. You will continue until you reach the Galata Tower and enjoy a coffee or dessert in one of the many lovely cafes and restaurants in this area. Right after Galata Tower and the tram line, you'll connect to another great area by the shores of the Bosphorus, Here you can find a great variety of restaurants, cafes, and even bars to enjoy. Its colorful streets are worthy of being photographed. Now it's time to explore a bit of the Asian side, which also has plenty to offer. Another Ottoman palace by the shores of the Bosphorus and under the bridge. It offers outstanding views of the shores and is a great place for great photos too. Like Balat and Fener, Kuzguncuk in the past used to be one of the settlements of communities of Jews, Armenians, Greeks, and Muslims. For this reason, we will find churches, synagogues, and mosques all together. Do not forget to go up the hill in one of its streets to enjoy beautiful views of the Bosphorus. Take the bus back to Üsküdar port. Once in the port, walk along the coast where you will have beautiful views, including a close-up of the Maiden's Tower, another outstanding monument, especially at sunset. This is one of the main areas of the Asian side of the city and one of the most active at all times. This is also one of the best places in Istanbul for a foodie tour. In case you also want to enjoy the nightlife, this is the right place as there are many bars to enjoy the night. Do not miss walking towards Moda, one of the most famous neighborhoods in the area and where you can enjoy beautiful views of the Sea of Marmara. For the 5th and 6th day, we'll explore the beautiful region of Cappadocia. And right now, at the moment, we are already at the airport, and in case that you want to know how to go from Istanbul to Cappadocia, you can do it either from the Sabiha Gökçen Airport, which is located on the Asian side of Istanbul, or also you can do it from Istanbul New Airport. In our case, we are taking it from Istanbul New Airport, and also you can take any flight either with Pegasus Airlines or with Turkish Airlines. We are doing it with Turkish Airlines, and the flight will take approximately 1.5 hours. The other option as well is that if you have more time to travel within the country, you can also take an overnight bus. But this one, of course, will be much longer and it will take approximately 11 to 12 hours. Or the last option it is that if you want as well, you can just rent a car in Istanbul and drive for 10 hours all the way to Cappadocia region. In case that you don't want to do this circuit on your own and instead you prefer taking a tour, this tour package is also available through our travel agency Reminder Tour. I will be sharing the link and WhatsApp number of the agency in the description box and pinned comment. Remember, we also offer 100% personalized tour packages. And finally, we are here in Cappadocia, and before we start with everything, I want to let you know that Cappadocia is not a city itself. Cappadocia is a region that covers different towns and different provinces in Türkiye, one of them being Kayseri. At the moment, we just arrived at Kayseri Airport, but there are two options that you can choose when visiting Cappadocia region. It can be Kayseri Airport, the one we just arrived, or also you can arrive from Nevşehir Airport. Both airports are about an hour from the main touristy areas, which are Göreme, Üçhisar, Ürgüp, and Avanos. If you want to go to those areas, especially to Göreme, you have two options. One of them is a taxi, but we already know that the taxis might be the most expensive option, but you can easily find them just outside the terminal. The other option will be just by hiring a private transportation directly to your hotel. And these ones are not that expensive. But some years ago, there used to be one bus, the Havaş, I think, that were taking you directly to Göreme, and it was very, very affordable. But unfortunately, it's not operating anymore directly to Göreme, so that one might be a little bit tricky. And the last option, and a very affordable one, would be taking a shared shuttle service, which usually can be hired from hotels and other travel agencies, and usually cost between 10 and 20 euros per person. We stayed at this beautiful hotel in Çavuşin, and it only has 7 rooms and a great terrace to see the hot air balloons flying over the area. The service is extraordinary, and we felt like at home. And if you are exploring the Cappadocia region, I will explain to you what are the best options for you to explore this area, because it is not like in other cities like Istanbul that you can explore some of the major attractions on your own. For example, the Old Peninsula, that most of those places are within walking distance and you can easily explore them. Here in Cappadocia is a little bit different because you will have to have a vehicle or hire a tour because all of the attractions are far from each other. So the first option will be, and probably this will be a very convenient one, will be hiring a car. And this is in case that you like to explore the places on your own. This is a great option. We have done this before as well, and you can freely move within your own time and your own rhythm. You can either rent a car from any of the airports at Kayseri Airport or Nevşehir Airport. Also, there are many local companies here in Göreme where you can hire a car. The second option will be for those ones who are traveling to Türkiye on a limited budget. And these are the group tours that you are traveling with other 30 or 40 people. These ones are much more affordable, and these ones you can also explore the major attractions like some underground cities and some of the open air museums. And the third option will be, of course, a private tour. And these ones will be for those people who would like to explore the Cappadocia region in a different way, only for you, and more personalized circuits and tours. These ones are, of course, a little bit more expensive, but these are for those people who like to enjoy the places with not so many people around you. And also, there are so many agencies that you can look for, that you can check the prices, but also if you are interested, we are offering those services through remindertour.com. And if you are interested, I will be sharing the link in the description box and pinned comment. I recommend staying in Cappadocia for at least 2 full days to see the most relevant places. However, if you also want to experience the hot air balloon ride, then I suggest a minimum of 3 days, since that will give you a better chance to ride it in case of some cancellations due to bad weather. And of course, one of the places that you have to visit when you come to the Cappadocia region are the underground cities. It is believed that there are around 200 underground cities already discovered in the region, but the most visited ones are 2 of them, Derinkuyu and Kaymaklı. But in this video, we're going to show you this time the Kaymaklı underground city. This is not the deepest one, but this is the widest one. So this one consists of 8 floors, but only 4 of them are open to visitors. So we're going to be showing you everything inside. The entrance fee is 13 euros per person, and the museum passes Cappadocia and Türkiye are accepted. One of the cultural highlights of the Cappadocia region is the abundance of subterranean settlements, commonly referred to as underground cities. Because the region had been subjected to frequent raids, these cities were built to provide people with places where they could take temporary shelter during times of danger. The underground cities were connected to many houses by hidden passages. So generally, the first floor is for their animals, and the rest is where we can find storage rooms, communal kitchens, wineries, living areas, and even churches. And one of the most interesting characteristics of these underground cities are precisely these type of doors that we can find in many of them. And these ones were used to block the passages when there were some invaders trying to take the underground cities. And these ones have a very interesting system because they have in the middle some holes where when they were closing the doors, they were able to open them with something made of wood. And even sometimes also in some other areas of the city, they were throwing also boiling oil to injure the invaders. And something that I really want you to take into consideration is that many of these tunnels and areas are very, very low. So people who are tall might have a little bit of problem when going up and down. So I recommend you to take care of your head, because otherwise you will be just hitting everywhere. For example, in my case, I'm 160 meters tall, and in some areas I'm already having problems. As well, if you are someone who is suffering from claustrophobia or some respiratory illnesses, it's not recommended to come to these places because you might feel bad. Actually, your guides might even ask you beforehand, and if you suffer from any of those illnesses, it is recommended to only stay on the very first floor, or even not to visit them at all. But if you don't suffer of any of that, feel free to come and visit them because you will really enjoy them. And now you might be wondering how the people living here were able to survive for a long period of time. So the clue were the ventilation shafts, and as you can see, this one is quite deep. So basically these ones go from the surface and they are going all the way down to the very bottom of the underground cities. Let's remember that also some of them, they are like 85 meters deep, so they really needed these ventilation shafts. These were vital. The underground cities were easier to shape because of the soft rock called tuff, created after volcanic eruptions, which is common in the whole region. This also allowed the inhabitants of the time to build these underground cities. Kaymaklı is different from Derinkuyu in terms of both its plan and its establishment. Its passages are low, narrow, and sloping. Even though Kaymaklı has not been completely open and since only 4 floors have been uncovered, it is certain that Kaymaklı is one of the largest underground settlements in the whole region. It is accepted as the widest underground city of Cappadocia. Another place that I highly recommend you visiting when you are in Cappadocia region is this valley. And this specific valley is the Brent Valley, and it is very characteristic and famous in the region. Why? Because as you can see behind me, there are many rock formations that make of this region a unique one in the world. These rock formations, now you might be asking yourself, how did they form in time? Well, in case that you didn't know, 12 million years ago, all of this region was covered in lakes, and also there were many active volcanoes. So in time, all of those volcanoes made eruption, they erupted, and basically all of the lava plus other elements of the nature, it's how all of these rock formations were created. And also with the erosion, with some water and with the wind is how they were shaped. And as you can see, even some of them, they can resemble certain animals or even objects. Like this one in particular, it resembles a camel. If you are coming to Cappadocia, another place that I highly recommend you to come visit is Ortahisar Castle. As you can see behind me, we have stunning views. And also if you love taking photos and nice videos for your Instagram page, or even if you have a YouTube channel, here you can take very beautiful photos and videos. And of course, if you're visiting Ortahisar area, I highly recommend you to also come and visit this little cafe, because here you can also try a very special and very different coffee type. This is not exactly made of coffee beans, but this is made more of a species of pistachia, which is also native to the south part of Türkiye. And this is not only popular in the Turkish cuisine, but also you can find that a lot in the Kurdish cuisine. And this one is delicious. So if you cannot drink coffee, this is a great option for you to try it out, because it's more like a milky type beverage, but it's delicious. This is the view we see most in Cappadocia photographs. These are 3 fairy chimneys with hats whose aesthetics have never been spoiled and are known as the 3 beauties. They have become the symbol of Cappadocia and are probably the most famous fairy chimneys of the whole region. And this valley is called the Pigeons Valley, and as you can see, it's because there are many pigeons here and many little birds, and for only 20 liras you can just buy food and you can also feed them. Plus, of course, the views are so beautiful.
And my favorite part of every video has come, which is of course trying the food. And this time, if you are wondering where to eat also here in Cappadocia, well, if you're staying at this hotel, you can also do it here, because depending on the packages that you are booking for your hotel room, you can also have the breakfast and also the dinner. So we got our dinner here, and as you can see, we have some little appetizers known in Turkish as mezeler. We have some sarma, some hummus, and some others made with eggplant. The salad, of course, and in my case, I grabbed a mercimek çorbası, which is the lentil soup. But I'm so excited because we are gonna be trying as well the staple dish of Cappadocia region, which is the testi kebab, which is this kebab in the pottery, and then you break it and it's like a whole show. So we'll be showing you in a little bit. Şimdi. Wow. So this is the famous testi kebab, which I was telling you about, and it smells so exquisite. It's all full of meat, full of vegetables, and this is one of the specialties of Cappadocia region. The meat is really juicy, it's very soft, it's like butter. So it's really good, I love it. And even if you don't want to eat at this hotel, you can also find this testi kebab in many restaurants here in Cappadocia. And for those of you who also don't eat meat or chicken for any reason, also at this hotel you will find dishes made only with vegetables, vegan and vegetarian friendly. So also you will be able to find them here.
Most of people come to Cappadocia for the hot air balloons. They fly very early in the morning all year, and they only cancel when there is bad weather. The balloon ride prices include pickup from your hotel, and after the ride, they also take you back to your accommodation. The prices depend on season. So for example, the highest prices are found in high season, which generally goes from May to October, and you can expect to pay between $200 up to $350 per person. In low season, sometimes you can even find them for $100 per person. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience and is totally worth the hype.
So this is the breakfast that we are able to enjoy here at the hotel. Remember that also depending on the room that you are booking with them, you can also have the breakfast and the dinner or lunch. So here, this is our breakfast. To be honest, all the ingredients and the products are very organic. They taste really fresh, very good. So if you stay here, you'll be able to enjoy also this delicious breakfast.
This is Cappadocia's most popular tourist destination. Its entrance fee is currently 20 euros per person, and the museum passes Cappadocia and Türkiye are accepted. Here you can see beautiful churches and houses of the monks who once inhabited this place. Monastic life was intensely present in Göreme from the 4th century AD to the 13th century. There are churches, chapels on almost every rock block. The Göreme Open Air Museum houses the Boys and the Girls Monastery, St. Basil's Church, Elmalı Church, St. Barbarous Church, and many others. Make sure to admire their stunning frescoes. With this form of life, the region became the first point of monastery education system. This other archaeological site, formerly known as the Valley of the Priests, immediately attracts the attention of visitors for its unique rock formations known as fairy chimneys. Some of them with twin and even triple rock caps. This style is unique even for Cappadocia, and these fairy chimneys are named as mushroom-shaped fairy chimneys.
The next attraction, of course, is Uçhisar Castle, and this is one of the points where you can enjoy amazing views of the whole region. In fact, this is one of the highest points of the region. Whoever wants to reach all the way to the top of the castle where the Turkish flag is, you can do it. But let me tell you that probably if you have issues like on your knees, or you don't have a very good condition to go all the way up, it can be a little bit tiring and a little bit difficult. But if you want, of course, you can do it. There is a small fee to go all the way up, but in case that you want to skip it, you can also take beautiful photos from the surrounding points.
This is another great viewpoint between Uçhisar and Göreme Center. If you love walking, this is a great place to do so, and you can even explore the valley and the fairy chimneys. If you have more than 2 days, these are some other interesting places and activities to check out in the region. Cappadocia is home to excellent hiking trails and valleys, and one of the most popular of those trails runs precisely through the Love Valley, an incredibly picturesque valley that is famed for its rock formations and rough mountain ridges. Cappadocia means the land of beautiful horses. Therefore, one of the activities that is highly recommended is horseback riding, where you can also explore the area in a unique way. In recent years, a photo shoot with flying dresses has become more and more popular, so if you like this kind of activities, Cappadocia is the place to do it. This is another way to explore some of the valleys of Cappadocia. If you like adventure, then this activity is for you. This is a deep river canyon with stunning nature and medieval cave churches. The flowing river, lush vegetation, and historic churches makes it a perfect place for those who love nature and, of course, history. Selve was one of the most important settlements and religious centers of the Christians, especially between the 9th and 13th centuries, and the first religious seminars were held for priests in this region. It's made up of 3 valleys, and here too there are plenty of fairy chimneys as well as beautiful churches and dwellings carved into the rocks. Derinkuyu. This is the largest underground city discovered in the region. Its depth is approximately 85 meters and is considered as the deepest underground city in Cappadocia. It is said that approximately 20,000 people could live at a time here. Pottery is very famous in Cappadocia region, and there are many workshops you can join and make your own, or you can also just go to see and learn how they are made. Avanos is another town in the region and is popular with its pottery, rocking bridge, and the river where you can feed the geese. This is the largest town in the region, and just as the town of Göreme is a great option to find accommodation with its many wonderful boutique hotels. Now it's time to explore some of the jewels in the Aegean region. From the airport of Kayseri, you can get a direct flight with Sun Express to Izmir Airport. Once at the airport in Izmir, one of the fastest ways to reach the ancient city of Ephesus is by private transfer, and it takes about 40 minutes. You can also reach it on your own by taking a very affordable train to the town of Selçuk from the train station that connects at the airport. It takes about an hour and a half to reach the town. Ephesus was an ancient port city located in modern-day Türkiye, in the province of Izmir in the Aegean region. The city was once considered the most important Greek city and the most important trading center of the Mediterranean region. Ephesus was one of the most populated ancient cities. It was during the Roman rule that Ephesus reached at its glory, and it is estimated that the city had approximately 250,000 inhabitants. Only 20% of the site has been excavated so far, and is one of the best well-preserved ancient cities.
So here we are in the Boleterium of the city, or in the other name we can call this place as Odeon, which was the parliament building of the Ephesus ancient city. This is the place where all the politicians were meeting for important decisions about the city. This was totally a covered building because most important people in the city, they cannot work under the sun or under the rain. So there was a scannery building, kind of a wall, which was decorated with the statues of important people of the city who were financing the building to be able to make the advertisement of their family name, and then it was covered with a wooden roof. This is the place where they were all deciding important things about the city.
Ephesus is also an important site for Christian history in the region, since it played a vital role in the spread of Christianity. Starting in the 1st century AD, notable Christians such as St. Paul and St. John visited the city, winning many Christian converts in the process. St. Paul's letters to the Ephesians, which are in the New Testament, teach us important things about the Christian faith. Ephesus is like a symbol showing how Christianity spread in the Roman Empire back in the day. Also, the Ephesian church is one of the 7 churches mentioned in the book of Revelation, showing how special it was in early Christian times. The fact that Ephesus and its people were mentioned in the Bible has attracted countless of tourists to the area and continues to do so. That is why Ephesus is one of the most visited places in the country.
So we are now in public toilets of the city, latrines. These are the most luxury public toilets that you can see in these cities, just in front of the houses of rich people. So after breakfast, senators, they were coming here, sitting next to each other, doing their business, and they were talking with their friends. Water was running underneath and in front here as well to wash their hands. And they didn't have hygienic paper in that time. They used a wooden stick and sponge on the top. That's why there is the saying, holding the wrong side of the stick comes from here. This is how they were cleaning.
One of the highlights of this site is the Library of Celsus. It is considered an architectural marvel, and it is one of the only remaining examples of great libraries of the ancient world located in the Roman Empire. It was the third largest library in the Greco-Roman world, behind only those of Alexandria and Pergamon, believed to have held around 12,000 scrolls. Celsus is buried in a crypt beneath the library in a decorated marble sarcophagus. The interior measured roughly 180 square meters.
So here you can see one of the most ancient advertisement of history. For me, it's one of the most professional. This is a street where all the traders were entering to the city from harbor. So the first visit they always wanted to do was visiting brothel. So this is the advertisement of brothel. Here you can see the left foot, a woman and a heart shape. So it says here, if you follow your left foot, as the brothel is on the left side of the road, you are going to meet the queen of your heart, but you have to pay for it. The hole there represents the coin that they have to pay for the entrance.
If you visit during summer, which goes from May to September, make sure to bring light clothes, a hat, and plenty of sunscreen. Trust me, the ancient city is fully covered in marble, so it reflects the sun and heat, and sometimes it can be unbearable for some people. You can expect to spend under the sun for approximately 2 hours. Also, a pair of shoes with good traction is advised, since the marble stones are super slippery. This place is believed to be the final residence of the Virgin Mary. The authenticity of this belief is based on the visions of a German nun and mystic, Anne Catherine Emmerich, in the early 19th century. The House of Virgin Mary is a humble structure made of stone and is believed to have been a place of prayer and reflection for Mary. The site has been recognized by the Catholic Church as a place of pilgrimage, and many visitors from around the world visit here. It is a very small place and can be visited in 30 to 40 minutes, and inside the house we can also find some items that the popes who have visited the site have donated.
This water is totally drinkable, so you don't have to worry about it, and it is also believed that it is holy water. So that is why in high season you might see many people bringing their own bottles and they are taking water back home because it is believed that it is holy water. And right after the fountain, we will also see this wall where many people leave their wishes and also they say thank you, because maybe some of them they had some of their beloved ones that probably were ill, and thankfully they got better, so they come here and give thanks and everything. Right now you cannot see many of them, but when it is high season in this area, you will see this wall fully covered with these little papers.
The next destination, which is Pamukkale, is about 2.5 hours away by car. There are different ways to reach Pamukkale from Selçuk, the town where Ephesus is. The cheapest will be by train that departs from the center of Selçuk and reaches Denizli in almost 4 hours. Once you are in Denizli, a taxi or a local minibus must be taken to Pamukkale. It's a 20-kilometer ride. For the total trip time, expect at least 5 hours. The next option will be by bus, which can also be taken from the bus station in the center of the town of Selçuk. Once in the Denizli bus station, a taxi or local minibus should be taken to reach Pamukkale. The total trip time for these would be around 4.5 hours to 5 hours. The fastest option and more comfortable will be with a tour, a private driver and vehicle, or renting a car to go from Selçuk or Kuşadası to Pamukkale. Any of these options will take about 2.5 hours to reach Pamukkale. Denizli is a province in Türkiye of the Aegean region. Its most famous attraction is Pamukkale, also known as the Cotton Castle. The stunning white calcium pools, which cling to the side of a ridge, have long been one of the most famous postcard views of Türkiye. People can walk through these natural thermal pools, but please make sure to remove your shoes. We need to preserve these natural beauties. The place is magical, however, please keep in mind that most of the time the pools are dried. Only the upper pools are filled with water for tourists. Situated above the Cotton Castle, it also offers us a great experience. Here you can bath in the same waters in which Cleopatra once swam. The modern facilities allow you to enjoy these historical healing waters. You can swim among the fallen columns and other Roman remains. Hierapolis is one of the most known ancient cities in Türkiye and is located here and was founded in the 2nd century BC. The highlight of this site is the amphitheater, which is really well preserved. With one ticket, you have access to Hierapolis and the Cotton Castle. However, if you also want to enjoy the Cleopatra's Pool, then there is an extra fee for that. You can return to Istanbul from Denizli Airport via Pegasus Airlines or Turkish Airlines. Since Pamukkale can be explored in half a day, you can head back to Istanbul the same night. This itinerary can be adapted according to your needs and the total time you have available. However, for those who have between 8 to 10 days to explore the main highlights of the country, this circuit will be very helpful. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos about Türkiye every week. See you next time. Bye bye.